We're back with the Republican Congressman Jason Chaffetz of Utah. He's the chairman of the House Oversight Committee. He's a key voice on national security. We know how you feel on this deal that the President, Secretary of State Kerry are trying to work out with Iran. But what's going to happen at the end of this week, midnight Friday, once again, funding for the Department of Homeland Security runs out unless you, meaning the House of Representatives, passes what essentially has already passed the Senate, that so-called clean bill to keep the funding going between now and the end of September.
There's nothing clean about it. When they attach onto that this provision that the president 22 times in a row said he thought he didn't have the ability to do, that a federal judge has said that they can't implement, why should we put that in there? And why in the world are we calling that clean,
but he can't implement it, so you have a free pass right now to go ahead, fund the Department of Homeland Security, not worry about his executive orders on immigration, because a federal judge has already said that's illegal, that's unconstitutional. Mr. President, you can't do it. If it goes to the Fifth Circuit in New Orleans, that's a conservative bench, as you know. They're probably going to kick it to the Supreme Court. So for months, the president isn't going to be able to implement that executive order on immigration in any case. So why not at least fund the Department of Homeland Security?
You're making the case that we as the Republicans in the House are making is, yes, let's fund all of DHS except that provision that they can't implement anyway, that a federal judge says they can't do, and that the president 22 times said he couldn't do anyway. Isn't that the clean version? That's what we want to pass. That's what we've done in the House of Representatives.
But you know what? The House can pass that, but the Senate won't. So you got a problem.
So it is the problem. And it's the Senate Democrats. You have to look them in the eye and say, why are you holding up all of Homeland Security? Because you want to fund something you can't do anyway, and that a judge says you can't do anyway.
It sounds like there's a stalemate, that there's not going to be funding for the Department of Homeland Security by the end of this week.
I'm fed up with House Republicans trying to take the blame for this. It's the Senate Democrats that need to come to the table. We asked in a very reasonable way, okay, our bill and your bill, we disagree. Let's go to conference. Let's have a discussion. They won't even agree to come to the table and talk about it. There's something fundamentally wrong with the Senate Democrats. Bring them in the table. I want to talk to them, but they won't even come to the table to have this discussion.
Jason Chaffetz, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll see what happens by midnight Friday night, because lots is at stake, especially at a time when there are huge, as you and I know, terror threats out there facing the American homeland. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you.